Welcome to the Reality Revolution. I'm your host, Brian Scott. And today I have a fantastic meditation that you can use to solve problems and come up with ideas and expand your imagination. I've used this several times and I've wanted to put it in a meditative format. This is inspired by Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich. In Think and Grow Rich, one of the main techniques that Napoleon Hill advocates is the mastermind. Now, I've had incredible experiences in real masterminds where you meet with people. You can do it on Zoom. You can do it in different ways. You can meet people in person. And something seems to happen when multiple minds come together and work on ideas. In the book, Think and Grow Rich, he gives examples of history, of the way countries have formed through masterminds. And there is some kind of extra power. 2 equals like 10. When 2 people start working on a problem, it's the equivalent of way more than just 2. And so when you get 3 or 4 or 5 people working on a problem, it's amazing what happens. So there are many mentions of this, and later in the book, Napoleon Hill explains that he knows that he's not talking to anybody else but an aspect of himself. But he has these imaginary conversations with entities like Abraham Lincoln, like any of his major mentors. He has an imaginary conversation with them. So he would ask Abraham Lincoln, he would ask Jesus, he would ask Buddha, and he would have these incredible masterminds. So when I do a mastermind, I imagine that I have Steve Jobs, I have Elon Musk, I have Jeff Bezos and Warren Buffett and Neville Goddard and Tony Robbins. And then I go around and ask them different questions, and they all start to talk amongst themselves. Okay? And you will start to get new ideas from them. And what happens is this is a creative way of using your imagination by bringing in different aspects of your personality. As we've mentioned before multiple times, your higher self is access to multiple different selves. And if there are many parallel realities, then you are Warren Buffett in another reality. You are all of these people. So you are accessing this. I even had a really fascinating discussion with someone I really respect who believes that this process of creating masterminds of actual beings that you go through can actually create really incarnate entities. And sometimes these are the type of entities that people are channeling, that they get created in these masterminds. So Napoleon Hill would say, ally yourself with a group of as many people as you may need for the creation and carrying out of your plan or plans for the accumulation of money-making use of the mastermind principle. It can be for more than money, but before forming your mastermind alliance, decide what advantages and benefits you may offer to the group. You should contribute to the group. If you're talking amongst Buddha, Jesus, Steve Jobs, Einstein, and you're letting them talk, you should be involved and actually contribute to it as if you have your own unique advantages. And then arrange to meet the members of the mastermind at least twice a week is what Napoleon Hill would say. To maintain perfect harmony between yourself and every member of the group was important. So this meditation is going to relax us into a deeply meditative state. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring up our mastermind. So what I recommend is that you pause this meditation. And if you wanted to have the perfect mastermind, who would it be? Who would you want to bring together? Would it be musicians and artists? You may want to have a good accountant or somebody that is in computers, whatever it is. When you start to imagine, then what happens is an aspect of your personality you can actually use starts to find solutions with things that you don't have any knowledge of. So I just recommend that you go through and pick maybe 6 that you can think of. I really like to pick people that I've read their biographies or read their speeches. For instance, I love to have Neville Goddard in my mastermind because I know what he's going to say. And so you kind of create your own AI inside your mind of these people. So I've read like Steve Jobs and I'm a big fan. Eddie Vedder, and I will create these different people that I know a lot about, that I trust, that if I could choose my perfect mastermind, then I would choose it. And so once you do that, you want to go through the process of having a mastermind, a quantum mastermind, where you enter this meeting of the minds and you let it play out. And it's a short meditation that will give you the ability to come up with new ideas. And you can use this if you're struggling with a problem, you're struggling with part of a plan. If you're a creator, for instance, and you're writing a book and you're stuck, go into the mastermind and ask questions. If you're a scientist and you're trying to figure out what the next step in your particular scientific hypothesis is, go into the mastermind and ask questions. When you do this in a meditation, it is very powerful. So, just mark it here and find a place where you can begin to relax. Just let go. I would sit down if you can, but if you have to lay down, then go ahead. Probably not best to drive a vehicle. And go within. Take a deep breath and feel it go into your body and spread to every cell and membrane. Unify your heart and mind by bringing your attention to your heart. You can place your hand on your heart and breathe in, slowing your breath down even more. Breathing in for 6 seconds and then breathing out for 6 seconds. Now, I want you to look around and you're in a beautiful hotel lobby. The windows look out on a vast and beautiful scene that your mind will begin to create. You, with your mind, have created this incredible place where you will meet your mastermind. And ahead, you see the room and people are talking. And you walk towards the room with the people that you want to hold this mastermind with. Now, as you enter the room, you see all the people that you have selected to come to your mastermind. And they see you. They stop talking for a moment and look towards you and look happy that you are here. They are excited to be a part of this mastermind, knowing that coming together, you can create and solve so much more than alone. I now want you to go up and introduce yourself and speak with your first mastermind guest. Talk with each other briefly. Get to know them for a second. And now go talk to your second guest. Introduce yourself and acknowledge each other, connect. And now your third guest. Do the same thing. Spend a moment and connect with each of them. Connect with them deep down. And your fourth guest, do the same. And now your fifth guest. And now introduce yourself to the sixth guest. Connect with them. If you wish to have any more guests, then introduce yourselves as well. You can have as many guests as you want. This is your mastermind. And sit down for a moment and simply let the conversation take its own course as you become comfortable in your mastermind. Now you have something that you want to ask. You can ask them anything. And remember, you can have anybody there. So you can bring up new people as you go along this process. You will find ways to use this process to imagine incredible things. So ask a question to your mastermind now in your mind's eye. Now, let the conversation flow. Each of them may individually want to speak with you, or they may interrupt each other. But let the conversation flow in regards to this question that you have just asked. This is going to go for several minutes. We will ask 3 questions in this quantum mastermind. This is the first. Just let the information come on, become open and receptive. And you can also contribute to the mastermind. This is not just a listening. This is a mastermind. You are a part of it. And let the answers and let the mastermind flow. Now, ask another question or continue with your conversation. And ask another question that you wish to be solved. It could be about your health, about your wealth, about relationships. It can be about anything that you want. Simply ask the question and listen to all the people in the mastermind give you their best response. Very good. Now we will ask a third question. This may be related to the other questions, or it may be completely new. And you can bring in anybody to your mastermind at any time to help you answer your question. If you have something unique and you need to bring somebody in, bring them in, and they will be there to answer your question. But also, let the group communicate and come together and compare notes. And let the answers flow and pay attention, become open and receptive to the information that flows to you now through your imagination and these other aspects of your higher self. now, bring it all together and come up with some definite action steps and things that you need to do once you're done with this meditation that will propel you towards your new intention and give you solutions or ideas for the future. And let the information that you've gathered, let it flow together. Now you have this wonderful opportunity and should ask all of these amazing members in your mastermind how you can help the earth in the best and easiest way with your skills and advantages, and let them give you answers to any major problem. It could be related to friends or family members or something bigger in your city or state or country. And let these answers flow to you as well, consistent with everything that you've just learned. Now, just thank the members of your mastermind and feel free to go and speak to any of them individually that you may need specific advice for in any way, shape, or form. And let this information flow. Just let this come together, fitting in with your access to the space of variations, to the quantum field, and help it sync together to define a timeline for your future where you can integrate these new ideas and understandings that you have just come up with in your mastermind. Wonderful. Now you can just come back to yourself. And as you go on through the day, you will have additional information or recollection. Many times these masterminds, when done in the mind's eye, can be consolidated and massive amounts of time can be spent that you're not even aware of. Time does not exist on this level. So you may have new insights and new ideas that come to you from these sessions. And come back to it and let your ideas develop. It's good to come at ideas from different aspects. And so I'm imagining another character's response to a certain idea will be very helpful to you. And as you do this, you will strengthen your imagination and it will become richer and you will get more information than you can even imagine. So just come back to yourself and then go out into the world with this new information. Welcome to the reality revolution.